We have the U.S. cash session open 8:30 U.S. Central Time. I have the Algo IQ momentum burst trades showcasing here. I'm running the automated MOM signals. MOM is just short for momentum strategy. I have the strategy set to fire off any trade activity at 8:32 a.m. U.S. Central Time and going forward. Typically, I leave it on until about 12:30 to 1-ish in the afternoon U.S. Central Time. I have the time window and the settings set that long. Oh, that's a nice move from the uh, early morning session. We did have a level sweep, so that was a nice setup there. But I turn it on and to miss that first 2 minutes of trades that are coming out right at the beginning of the U.S. cash session hours. I know some traders that set it 5 minutes out, some set it 15. For me, 2 minutes after the open, from that point going forward, looking for automated trade activity works just fine for me. And what I'm doing is I'm targeting 700 a day as a daily profit objective per 100K account. So I do have an account up here, and basically on a typical day, I would just go for 700. I get in the trade, it's in some automated trade running. It's going over 700. I can hit the flatten button, be done for the day, turn off the strategy, and then remove the strategy completely from my chart to make sure there's no trade activity taking place that I don't want taking place. And then, that's how it goes. Okay, so the automated strategy here, wow, just after 8:32, it triggered into a trade. I got the volume down so you didn't hear the mom strat. The mom strat signals, let me adjust this a bit. The mom strat signals are the squares on the chart. A person can set the signals, change the responsiveness rate of those. And we're off to the races here. Now I do have a target out way far away, typically a minimum of about 7 to 1, because there's been days I'll get in trades and it just rips and takes off, from unscheduled news or a lighter news event that I'm willing to trade through. Now, when I run automated, I don't leave automated on running into an NFP news release, into a CPI news release, or into a Fed interest rate news release. I will trade through Fed press conferences. I'll trade the activity after. So if there's a 7:30 a.m. U.S. Central Time news release like CPI, I'll turn the strategy on to start taking trades at 7:33. I'll give it 3 minutes of time from the news release, 3 minutes of reaction time. Then I'll turn on the strategy or with NFP 3 minutes after. Typical, just a regular day, 2 minutes after the open. Okay, the automation moved my stop to break even plus. So at any point, I see that I get over 700, I could hit flat and I'm all done. Now, my mentality is, and that's like really far away. Let's set this, a little bit closer. And then I'll blow this up so you can see the chart a little bit better. My mentality is get in, get the job done, and get out of the market each day as quick as I can if I'm trading like prop accounts. If I'm trading my own personal accounts, I can optimize the automation with a particular time frame to trade a more extended time period of the day. I would do that then on a little bit of a higher time frame and be catching the major swings on the day, what I call more like intraday position trading. What I'm doing here is more in the quick scalping or scalping realm, where I'm trying to just get one good linear move at some point, even if I have to go through a little chop first to get me cleaned up, get me my 700 and get me out of here for the day. Because, if I'm trading multiple prop accounts, I'm trading like this on a master account and talking out trade activity to sets of 5 or 10 or 20, whether they're TPT or Apex or this group or that group, or I see this new one, Lucid or whoever, You make your money by spreading the trade out across a lot of accounts. Don't try to go in on a 150K account. Ooh, I'm going to make 2,000 a day. I think that's stupid. Uh, Go in and have a really modest daily profit objective that you know that for every 21 to 20 trading days in a month, depending on how long the month is, if I can hit my daily goal, um, you know, let's see, like 16 to 17 days a month, and only have 0 to 4 days a month where I hit my daily max loss limit, I'm doing fantastic. So I'm pretty dialed in. I'm down to I'm only hitting about 2 days a month that I get my stop out. And if I optimized it more, I could probably even get rid of those. Maybe go to one a month. And those are just days where the market just opens and it's a hack fest. And during the time window I'm willing to trade, and with the size I'm trading, I'm so close to a stop out that some days I'm just like, I'm done. The market isn't going anywhere, and I don't want to watch this anymore. I consider that a losing day. And then I go look later, oh, if I would have left it on, wow, we had one big move and I would have made my daily goal. But I don't want to sit there and watch it all day. So I know I'm like going on, but I just want to give the whole mindset and philosophy of trading automated. Okay, so we'll let this run. We'll see what we get. I actually like where the market's at today, but we are a little bit in the middle of a recent range. Sometimes when the market opens in the middle of recent range, it needs more time to figure out its direction. Typically, when the market opens near the high of its recent range or low of the recent range, we have really good reactivity right out of the gates. So, but in the end, you don't know. So just let the automation do the thinking. Don't you try to figure out the bias and have at it. Okay, standing by, we'll see what we get here. We'll let it run a bit. Okay, I was just noticing we were getting the 600, so not that far away. And if I saw it push and hit like, starts rolling like 710, 715, 720, I just hit the flatten button typically in a regular day and I'm done. So anyhow, we got close there, but the market's a bit choppy out of the open, and that's okay. It's just like eventually the market, even if it gets a little bit stuck in an oscillating range, it gives me some sort of linear move that gets me over the hump and gets me my daily goal. Okay, standing by, we'll see what we get. Okay, in long, flip to short. P&L still kind of flat. So like I said, we're in the middle. I don't need that much prime. It'll hit 700 way before it gets there. You can see we opened up kind of right in the middle of this recent high to low range, and it's kind of stuck in that range at the end of the day yesterday, stuck in that area overnight. So there's some indifference. The market's satisfied with current levels, and until we get some buyers or sellers in here, we won't get any like more significant or typical directional leg with some follow through out of the NASDAQ. Okay, so we're short. It's not going anywhere yet. We'll stand by, see what we get. Okay, I just heard the order filled. I ran over here quick. It flipped us now to long. So one trade nowhere, second trade nowhere, long trade. Let's see if we can go up, maybe pierce this high and get a little extension. So P&L staying flat even though I'm in Chop City, which typically hacks traders to death because they get committed one way and then it changes on them and then they get flipped around in their head and it's kind of like you start chasing your tail. The automation doesn't give a rat's ass what the market's going to do. It just follows price. And that I like. And sometimes what I'll do, if I see a market open like this and I get a little bit positive, a little bit negative, a little bit positive, and the market just isn't doing anything, sometimes like this, I'll get a little positive P&L. I'll hit flat, and then I'll just leave the strategy on to take the next trade. Because here I've had one signal, two signal, three signal, now four signal. or any little push like this, I'll just grab some positive, flatten it, then I'll turn the strategy back on and then see what we get. So let's do that. Let's hit flatten. Okay, we book some profit. We're a little positive. We'll see if, any next signal will maybe have some linear movement. Who knows? This might rip and run, but oh well. At least if it does, there should be either a continuation trade. If it's going to keep going, we'll get in, or the next counter trend trade, the trade counter that move might come on. So let's go back to on, then on. So now we're on. And even though I flattened the trade, I didn't screw up the automation. It will take the next trade as long as that on button's on. So that's my mentality. Anytime I'm in chop and I can get a little positive, you can always take a pause. Wait. Maybe wait till you see a move of 60, 70 points or more, then turn the automation back on. So the beauty is I'm getting chopped to death in here and I'm positive on the day. So how many systems can do that? And I can tell you what's happening. Today's a low participation day. There's not a lot of volume yet on these moves. So institutionals are coming in with some buy program activity, and then they're not following through. And then there's a little sell program activity hitting, and then a little buy. So sometimes they're playing games. Sometimes they're either trying to accumulate in an area and they'll really come in and juice it hard and ramp it. Sometimes they're holding price in a range while they're buying every little pullback in stocks, and then or in futures when it lifts up, they turn that off because they're selling out of stocks and they're distributing. So they're playing one direction with one instrument to hold up the market, while they're actually unwinding stocks that are deep in the money with another, and then they get out of the way, and then the market will have a big drop. So there's all kinds of games that institutionals play, but right now the volumes are really low. So that's making some, making some sense. We're stuck in the recent range, recent high to low range, like within the last 24 hours. And we opened right in the middle of that range, roughly. And the market's stuck there right now. So, hey, we'll stand by, see what we get, and see whatever trade we get. If it's going to really ramp and run, at some point it'll give a pullback and give us a long signal, a trend continuation entry. Hey, we'll be in the move. If it just were to take off. But at least now I'm positive. I made it through the stuff that kills traders. Like you watch some of these YouTube channels, and even these guys that are good. They're trying to go long, and then it cashes them out. Then they try to get short, and then then they're like, they keep raising their contract size. Next thing you know, they're like 3K down on a 150K account. It's like, then they got to like shut it down and work with lower position size the next few days to build it back up. Well, we are pushing here a little bit, so if we get a little bit of a burst, we'd actually get a short signal. So we'll stand by and see what we get here. Okay, now we got a short signal. Now we're in. So, maybe we'll get movement now. That's been a lot of scrub to have to go through. And this is the beauty of the mom signals. You're not going to blow out your prop account trading proper position size per what we teach, and just, having, in worst case scenario, if I'm going for 700 a day daily profit objective, and I can set that in the settings, I can put in the settings, hey, the second you're at like $705, blip me out and call it a day for the positive trade side. And then for the other side of the trade, I can say, hey, if I hit 900 on the day, flatten me. And then if I only hit 900 daily loss 1 to 4 times a month, and all the other 15, 16 days, okay, stop, move to break even plus, we're in a free trade, or almost to 700. But then on the rest of the days, I'm doing 700. I'm golden for the month. And I didn't have to, hey, there we are. We're over 700. Boom. Flat. We're done. Turn it off. Got my daily goal. Went through a chop, hack your face off range, and survived. This is the beauty of the mom signal strategy. So any questions on automated trading related, info@gridalgo.com.